as the 2022 lists are still being worked on, and as I'm excuse me, trying to push through getting those out there. This time of year is always a bit difficult because I do wrestle. It is my last year of wrestling, but that's just something in my personal life that usually gets in the way of year-end lists and wrapping those up. But I promise they will be out to you soon. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. Today we're here to talk about Infinity Pool, the newest movie from Brandon Croneberg, the son of legendary David Cronenberg. And yeah, so after seeing Crimes of the Future in 2022, I really took a step back and tried to reevaluate how I felt about David Cronenberg's work and the entire really cold and distant sci-fi stuff. Because I don't know, something about Crimes of the Future really made something shift for me in my head, and I really was not the biggest fan of that movie. And then I went back to The Fly, and I went back to, what is it, Scanners, right? Isn't that what that movie is? Yeah, Scanners, which I have right here. And I still liked those movies, but I don't know, I feel like I kind of grew out of that phase where I was really, really into that really disturbing, really satirical style of sci-fi. And I mention all of that because this movie put that into the front of my brain again. I liked Infinity Pool. I'm not going to come out here and say that this is a bad movie, because it's far from it. It is a very, very good movie. I could see this even making some people's year-end lists, even though it's so early in 2023. But personally, it was definitely not my favorite thing in the world. Again, I still liked it. I'm going to still say that it was very solid. I'm still going to give it praise where it deserves it, but on a very personal level, I was not the biggest fan of this movie. It felt definitely too cold. It presented itself as pretentious and as, I don't know, too artsy way too quickly. I think there wasn't enough time to build up any atmosphere within this movie. I feel like it kind of forced itself upon you almost immediately, which I know is kind of again, the style, especially with a lot of these neon movies. I just felt like it never lulled you into a sense of security, and then something, awful happened. I feel like it was a little rushed way too out the gate. And it just, wasn't an enjoyable experience. It was very cold. It was very satirical. It was very, Cronenberg-ish. I don't know what to say other than that. It was just very not my thing. And that's kind of the hardest movie to review, even though I'm going to give it a fairly positive grade. It just was very much not my thing, necessarily. I am not the biggest fan of this particular subgenre of horror, and I don't know, maybe I should have just not watched this movie, not reviewed it, but I don't know. Maybe I keep falling for this trap every single time one of these movies comes out. It is on the farthest side of elevated horror that you can get. It is on the exact opposite side of slashers and classic horror movies. And I'm one to normally, sit in the middle. I love movies like Nope and Insidious and kind of really creepy stuff that can be goofy at times, but is also super well made. I don't know, I have a very particular taste with horror movies, and this movie is just not that. But in my own, pushing my personal opinions aside, this movie is very well made. It's so very well shot. I mean, some beautiful cinematography here. Mia Goth, as usual, is incredible, giving an almost comparable performance to hers in Pearl. I mean, it was that close. She was very, very good in this movie. Alexander Skarsgård did a decent enough job. I thought the writing was very clever. I really liked the symbolism all throughout the movie. The satires are all really, really well done. And it's definitely a very smart movie, an intentional movie. I just think that it is not my thing, very much so. So I'm going to give Infinity Pool a B. This isn't my best review. I'm not going to say that it is. But to me, this just felt like a movie that other people are gonna love that I personally didn't. Like it I don't know. It's kind of like Nope. A lot of other people really didn't like Nope, but I personally loved it, and I can totally understand if somebody loves this movie. Like, I understand that I'm a little bit in the minority for this, that I didn't absolutely love this thing. But I don't know. Something about it just didn't fully click with me. And yeah, that's all I really have to say about it. It was still good. I still liked it for the most part. I'm still gonna give it a B, even though that's teetering on a B minus. Like, it was still good, but and I don't know. There, let's just leave it at that. So that's my review, my pretty short review for Infinity Pool. I wish I could have liked it more. And other than that, I don't really have too much to say. I'm going to be, doing my year-end lists eventually. I am currently filming my worst of the year list, so that will be out soon. But, yeah, other than that, I will see you guys later.